Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan dan salam sehat untuk semua. A very pleasant good morning to everyone, to the honorable keynote speaker, and to those give the valuable special remarks, both with attend the event here or by taping. Jadi Bapak Ibu mohon maaf karena salah satu yang bikin stres adalah pada saat kita menantikan konfirmasi nih, kedatangan bukan cuma para pejabat tapi Bapak dan Ibu sekalian yang hadir di sini. Hari ini ternyata ada beberapa event bersamaan sehingga memang mungkin beberapa dari yang kita undang itu tidak bisa hadir secara offline di sini. Tapi nggak apa-apa, the show must go on, kita lanjutkan acaranya. So, let me give a special appreciations to those keynote speaker and some people who can attend this event. Firstly, Bapak Erlangga Hartanto, Coordinating Minister for Economic Affairs, and second is Bapak Erick Thohir, Minister of Ministry State-Owned Enterprise, who is represented by Bapak Wahyu Setiawan, Expert Staff for Strategic Policy Implementation of State-Owned Enterprise. Panjang Bapak dan Ibu, sabar, karena memang undangan kita banyak. And then the next one is Pak Kartika Wirjoatmojo, Vice Minister of Ministry of State-Owned Enterprises, who is represented by Ibu Nora Osloy Sinaga, Assistant Deputy for Insurance and Pension Funds of State-Owned Enterprises. Bapak Martin Manurung, I believe he's on the way here, Deputy Chairman of the House of Representatives atau DPR Indonesia Commission 6. Bapak Fatan Suci, Deputy Chairman of the House of Representatives of Indonesia DPR for tomorrow ya, Commission 11. Bapak Narendra Jatna, Deputy Attorney General on Civil and State Administrative untuk besok. And then Bapak Ogi Prastomiono, Chief Executive of Insurance, Guarantee Institutions and Pension Funds Supervision, concurrently member of Board Commissioner of Financial Services Authority atau OJK. Pak Iwan Pasila, Deputy Commissioner for Insurance Guarantee and Retirement Supervision Financial Authority OJK. Bapak Teddy Barata, Deputy for Human Resources Management, Technology and Information, Ministry of State-Owned Enterprises. Bapak Robertus Bilitea, Deputy for Law and Legislation, Ministry State-Owned Enterprises. Bapak Adi Budiarso, Director of Financial Sector Policy Center, Fiscal Policy Agency. Bapak Arsyad Rashid, Chairman of Kadin, and also some friends from Kadin here. Ada Pak Tigor, Pak Gunawan, Pak Rudi. Thank you very much. And then Ibu Sinta Kamdani, Chairwoman of Apindo. Last but not least, Ibu Maisita Kristalin, Partner and Head of Asia Pacific Sustainable Finance and Policy at Systemic. And of course, our distinguished speaker, panelists and moderators, our esteemed sponsor representatives from Aon Reinsurance Solution, Mr. Richard Jones, thank you very much. KM Dastur Indonesia Reinsurance Brokers, Guy Carpenters, Munich Re, Gallagher Re, Asian Reinsurance Brokers, Bank Mandiri, Bank Rakyat Indonesia, Bank BTN Syariah, Umbra, PT Mitra Integrasi Informatika, PT Care Technologies. And of course, to all respected participants who attend this event, both offline and online, who I cannot mention one by one. Ladies and gentlemen, as we have known, Indonesia and the rest of the world are still in the state of uncertainty due to the pressure, challenges, and risks from various crises occurring on both nationally and globally. The impact of COVID-19 pandemic and of low interest rates, geopolitical conflicts, prolonged financial underperformance, heightened global natural catastrophic activity, and other relevant economic factors have induced the rebalancing of the global state. The ever-persistent uncertainties might lead to negative impact on the condition of the economic sector, including the growth and sustainability of the national insurance industry. Government, regulator, business practitioner, and other stakeholders have tried to map and implement some efforts to alleviate loss or to mitigate upcoming risks. This also including call insurance company to take bigger part in managing the risk. However, reinsurance as insurance for insurer, the backup for the backup, has not yet been seen as a financial risk management tool to mitigate the government's and society exposure to specific risks. In insurance industry, it is widely known that insurance purchase reinsurance to limit ability on a specific risk, to stabilize loss experience, to protect themselves and insured against catastrophes, and to increase their capacity. Therefore, reinsurance companies have systematic impact and have a stabilizing effect on the direct insurance industry and thereby and the economy overall. Reinsurance, together with insurance companies, holds a very critical role in maintaining the rotations of the economy and the quality of life of the people in the country. However, despite their pivotal role in the economy, it seems awareness about insurance industries, especially reinsurance companies, among public in general needs to be repeatedly and continuously shaped. We indicate that public awareness on insurance industry mainly is still low due to loss of trust, which is caused by insurance failure cases that are currently unresolved. Moreover, a series of revocations of insurance company business licenses by OJK or Financial Service Authority indicates that level of public vulnerability to insurance products. These make aspects of guarantees, default mechanisms, and aspect of increasing financial literacy and inclusions are important for stakeholders to pay attention to amidst the lack of public trust in the insurance industry. Low trust of public on insurance industry is also aggravated by low penetration rate in Indonesia. The lack of rapid growth in the insurance sector can be caused by low use and severe public trust in insurance products. This is due to the problems that often arise in the insurance sector in the form of difficult claims processes, premiums that are not affordable by all groups, lack of public access to insurance products, and the potential for default. This causes Indonesian low insurance penetration as a whole, which is only 3.18% of GDP by end of 2022 and 0.5% for general insurance by 2023. Another real bummer is how to insurance fraud remains a widespread issue in Indonesia, costing businesses, insurance, and customers billions IDR each year. It entails intentional deception throughout the insurance process, from policy purchase to claim settlement. Healthcare insurance fraud, particularly medical fraud, stands out as one of the most financially burdensome fraud, followed by life insurance and property and casualty fraud. The impact of insurance fraud doesn't just affect business and insurers, it can also result in higher premium for customer. Yet, despite these challenges, the insurance industry, especially reinsurance company, is very well known as a cutthroat competitions. For a country with a very low penetrations, Indonesia has a fairly lot of insurance companies. You know, in 2023, we have more than 75 general insurance companies, and then more than 55 life insurance companies, and now we have around 8 to 9 reinsurance companies, which are fought over those insurance companies who contested for little pie of market. This raises an unhealthy competition among reinsurance companies, especially in terms of pricing. Insurance industry also hit by another relevant economic factor, that is deficit in balance of payment. Indonesia recorded as a deficit of 2.2 billion US dollars in the balance of payment at the first quarter of 2024, which widened twice as much as fourth quarter of 2023. There might be root of causes that make those issues happen. Dig a little deeper. The problem of failure to pay in insurance companies may caused by the incapability of the company. There are some main drivers of the failure, such as insurance company management, not implementing good corporate governance in a prudent and disciplined manner. Insurance products sold sometimes violate the proper rules and regulations, give customer almost impossible promise, unreasonable benefits and investment returns to customers. In line with this, companies also sometimes do not carry out risk management in an inherent and strict manner. Reinsurance companies often come to spotlight due to how weak its risk identification and selection. At its core, the fundamental objective of reinsurance is to manage and distribute risk transfer from insurance companies. Based on this ground, risk management in reinsurance companies become very fundamental. However, due to high level of competition, reinsurance companies seems to put aside proper risk management and carrying out weak underwriting process and careless business acceptance. Besides the incapability, lack of capacity in insurance and reinsurance companies may be one of the root cause. Insurers must in fact maintain enough capital to carry the risk that they underwrite. Should they take on more risk than they could afford to pay out in claims, then they would become insolvent in the event of total loss. As such, insurance will purchase reinsurance to guarantee they have sufficient capital in respect of paying the claims. Recognizing of capacity in insurance industry, Financial Services Authority or OJK, through POJK number 23, years 2023, has raised the minimum equity for insurance and reinsurance firms, reflecting the regulator's effort to strengthen the financial base of the insurance and reinsurance sector in Indonesia. However, some insurance and insurance companies find that this regulation is challenging enough to meet. Furthermore, insurance industry operates under the increased scrutiny of an ever-changing regulatory environment. Insurers and reinsurers are expected to fully understand how changes at the regulation in the state level impact their organizations, as well as meet customer expectation for substantial coverage with fair requirements and claim processes. Collaboration among insurers, regulators, and other stakeholders will be the key to help forge a path toward a customer and tech-centered future as insurers work to navigate the impact of artificial intelligence, solvency strengthening issues, and climate change to provide proper coverage for customer. From the explanation above, it is clear that reinsurance should be the last resort of risk mitigations and also as the backbone of the economy and the country risk manager. Reinsurance companies will manage the risk to retain, to diversify, and to disperse those risks among the ecosystem. Individuals and organizations lessen the impact of risk and prevent catastrophic financial losses by shifting the financial responsibility to the insurance company. On the other hand, the insurance companies mitigate the exposure to large losses, ensuring their financial stability and ability to pay claims to reinsurance. And for that reason, the scheme between industry and insurance risk management should be mirrored between the insurance and reinsurance. In essence, reinsurance is the bedrock for the insurance industry, ensuring that it can continue to offer protection and peace of mind to individuals and businesses, no matter how turbulent the seas of risk may come. Ladies and gentlemen, now that we know the importance of insurance industry, it is crucial to the industry to be resilient and sustainable. For insurance and reinsurance companies, transformation is mandatory to maintain their competitive advantage, ensure their sustainability growth, and maintains the relevance in the industry. In the transformation perspective, a significant role of an insurance or reinsurance company is played by the implementation and advancement of data analytics, artificial intelligence, human resources, green investment, ESG, etc. Transformation is also needed by insurance and reinsurance companies to overcome challenges and seize promising opportunities to improve performance, boost business growth, provide the best service for customer, and strengthen resilience and sustainability. Indonesia reopened the discussion space regarding the creation of resilience and sustainability in the insurance industry through transformation in an international event entitled Indonesia Re Conference 2024 with the main theme accelerating transformation in insurance industry, driving growth, strengthening resilience. I welcome you all to the event and wish this event will be insightful for us. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.